Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. You know, they say everyone's a critic, and I'm just another one of them. So today, I'm going to talk about my rating system. Now, critics like to use something that's quantifiable, like letters or numbers that are easy to identify. And really, I'm not a huge fan of that system, because after a while, people will start comparing your review scores, and be like, you know, why'd you give this a 9, but this a 7, I thought it was worth an 8. But the thing is, film is subjective. Art is always subjective. So, I'm going with a rating system that's a little different. It's probably more compared to, say, YouTuber Jeremy Johns, who reviews films quite often. What he likes to do is he'll use phrases to describe how he feels about a film. Like his best is awesome-tacular, and then some of his lower ones are, you know, I won't remember in T-minus 3 days or something like that. So mine's a little bit similar. I used this when I was writing reviews for the Free Press. So let's go over the system. So I'm going to start off with an outlier. It's what I call bargain bin. People would probably say it's more like, it's so bad, it's good. Like The Room, you know, it's intentionally trying to be one thing but comes off as another, and therefore makes it funny. I think a good example of that from this year is The Space Between Us. It tries to be so serious, but it just comes off as hilarious. So if I found that film in a bargain bin for like $1, I would buy it, watch it with a bunch of friends drunk, and we would all just point out all the problems with the film. It makes for a lot of fun. So bargain bin is kind of in its own little space. It's kind of like just hanging out outside the rating system. So the bottom of my list is avoided. And you know, every film gets one chance to prove itself. And at the end, I don't think it's really worth anyone's time at all. I will give it that rating. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't check it out. I mean, if you're really interested, you should. But after that viewing, and if it doesn't really impress me, I'll give it that. The next one up is watch on cable or TV. Say it's a movie that gets like okay reviews, maybe has like 1 or 2 decent elements. It wouldn't be something, you know, I go search for once it came out on DVD, but if I happen to see it on TV, maybe I'd watch it. Those are normally films I find a bit subpar, but there's still like an element or two. I think an example from this past year would be Kingsman: The Golden Circle. It was a huge disappointment for me personally, especially being a fan of the first Kingsman, but the action scenes are definitely worth watching again, but only if it was on TV. I don't know if I'd search it out on DVD right away. The next one up is wait for DVD. What that means is there's a lot of good elements to it, but I don't think it's necessarily worth your time or money to go see in theaters. It's definitely something worth checking out once it hits DVD. Like Colossal, the like sort of comedy monster movie with Anne Hathaway. It's really neat. If you're looking for something different, I think you might enjoy it. And then of course my highest praise is a must-see. There's been plenty of those throughout the year. I think a more recent example would be either Lady Bird or 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Those are films you've definitely got to check out if they're in your theaters. I think they're absolutely worth your time. So that's my rating system. I wanted to put this up before I put out my first review so that you have an understanding of the thought process of how I review films. I didn't really necessarily go into the details of like how I critique them, but maybe that's a video for another time. But for right now, I just wanted to give you the basic system so that you understand. So thank you for tuning into this video, and I'll see you for the next review, which will hopefully be sometime soon.